Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's STORMYBMAN, and I am back. Welcoming you to Nerds on Culture with STORMYBMAN for this Monday, October 13th, 2025. This is number 137 in the series of Nerds, and we're discussing the original cult classic Tron by Disney Studios. And this is a film that pioneered meshing 2- and 3-dimensional animation with live action, computer graphics, and a sci-fi story at the base. This film was groundbreaking, and there were a number of studios that passed on making this film at the time. So we're going to talk about this movie a little bit in detail, and there's a new sequel that has just hit the scene. We're not talking about that this evening because we have to go back and recognize the original and why we have found ourselves to be where we are. And for those who like the Avatar films, this is a film that kind of preceded that as well, because when you're talking about taking physical and subconscious and taking it from one plane to another of existence, that's what it's all about. So with that being said, We're going to talk about this evening, and let me introduce my co-host of the show. We got Drew Titan in the building with us this evening. What's going on with you, man? How you feeling?
I feel great. Nostalgia, 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 nostalgia. The year, what year this came out, Stormy?
82, man.
82. I was 7 years old. And I was telling you just yesterday, I said, listen, man, you know why this is first of all, y'all understand in the 80s, some of y'all are a little young. Y'all understand what y'all take advantage of today with the internet and all of these spectacular things that they do in movie with CGI. All right, go back and watch the original Clash of the Titans. Your eyes are gonna hurt. Your eyes are gonna hurt. A lot of the stuff we had to see in the movies, we used our imagination. So when this came out, we was now entering the video game era. It was around, but it was just now getting to that next level. Atari, ColecoVision, it was just going into that era. We got to do a show on video game consoles too. That's great.
Yeah.
And this movie capitalized on that genre. And I see my brother Derek Games, he would know, and Shelton would know. There was a Tron arcade game, and it came out at the exact same time that this was hot in the theaters. The special effects, everything. Look at this poster. What does it remind you of? Does it not remind you of the new era-ish? It's like Star Wars-ish. If you look at this poster, and it was not exactly that. It was a little different. But I remember there was a pet shop around. There was two. Matter of fact, there was a pet shop that had arcade consoles, arcade games. The pet shop, and there was a photography store around my way. It was called Photophonics, and they had games upstairs and downstairs. And I remember when they got this, I went there to play Kung Fu, the arcade game, based off of Game of Death. And we said, what's this? And it was Tron. Oh yeah, there was another store called Lampson's. They had one. Bro, the console looked cool. It was looked like the movie. It was black and blue with the lines on it. And it was like a driving game and the cycles. We're going to get to that. Coolest things. The coolest things. The toy line. This right here is my childhood. This right here. And it was groundbreaking. I mean, you go watch the original now, your eyes are going to hurt. But you got to understand, this was groundbreaking when I was a child, man. I remember this. I was 7 years old when this came out. So, I was like, whoa, this was great. The original.
Absolutely. And when I saw it for the first time, and, I'm a few years older than you, I was befuddled because as I was watching the movie and I didn't, I wasn't a gamer, and this was the introduction of the video game era. And remember, when we did our show on the arcades, remember that?
Yes.
Show? And if you guys didn't catch that show, you got to go back and watch it because that was a great show as well. But, I was familiar with the arcades, but I wasn't really a gamer. I didn't play a lot of the pinball machines and the Pac-Mans and stuff. I was aware of them, played maybe once in the Blue Moon or whatever, but I wasn't really a gamer like that. And there were those of us who would hang out in the game rooms.
Yes.
For hours and hours and hours on
it. It was like a club. It was like a club for alcohol.
And so I saw the Tron game in the video in the game room, and I saw it in there, and I was watching people play. I was really taken in with the graphics and everything. But when I saw the movie, I was kind of confused. I was like, how is this happening? Because remember, I just said if you are a aficionado of movies like Avatar and stuff like that, where you're talking about taking a person and placing them into another plane of existence and everything. To me, that concept was kind of still, I hadn't congealed it. I hadn't put it together. So I was just kind of in awe, and I would watch the graphics and stuff, and I was like, man. And like the scenes where they had what looked like frisbees.
Yes,
they were using them as weapons and stuff. I was like, it was so cool, but I was like, man, what's really happening here? So I had to see the movie revisited as I got a little older, and then I was like, oh, okay, now I understand.
Right.
But people who were gamers and stuff like that, they connected to this right away.
Immediately.
So it's like, you know, like you just plug something in and start playing. And that's how children are today. When they get a hold of your cell phone or something, all of a sudden, somehow, some way, they just know, and they start doing things with your phone. And sometimes you're like, wait, how did you do that? I didn't even know how to do that on the phone. There's something about that. So when this movie came out, I called it a cult classic because there's an audience out there that made that connect, and it was instantaneous, and it became a bond and something that people actually began to live vicariously through. And that's what also made the gaming industry kind of take off a little more, because people were like, hey, we want more of this. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
it was an amazing experience. Sometimes, you know, we take for granted because of the age that we're presently in. But the journey that brought us along to where we are, it's like some things like the experience of this were so worthwhile and made it fill time and space in your lives, you know, coming along during that era. I remember George Lucas, when he had made the first Star Wars film, excuse me, that yawning just came out of nowhere. When George made the first Star Wars film, the technology wasn't quite where he wanted it to be to complete the films, and he challenged his special effects department to be more creative and come up with new ideas and concepts. And born of that was stuff that we had never really seen before prior to that. Industrial Light and Magic became a means of being able to create special effects, and DreamWorks and all of that stuff came out of that. It was born of that, and we kind of just took off into a new age of being entertained. And Tron was like really at the center of that, man. It was really something that and I'm surprised it wasn't even suggested by either of us to talk about this sooner during our show, because it's one of those subjects, you know, in a film that really doesn't really get its just due.
Right. It hit at the right time. It capitalized off of what was popular at that time. Took them, sheesh, what, 25 years to do a sequel about that, and now they have another one coming out about to hit the theaters. Honestly, I didn't watch the sequel. I've nothing but space and opportunity. I just didn't do it yet. And they're making a big deal out of this new one. Eventually, it looks like a popcorn film. You know, I'll you know, sit back and you know, when I'm not doing nothing, the weather's changing.
The irony of what you just said, me either. I have the sequel, Tron Legacy. I've opened the package, the Blu-ray. I haven't watched the movie. I haven't watched it. I've watched the original several times, but I haven't watched the sequel. But I'm that guy as a collector. It's like, if I get a film like that, I gotta have the sequels too, you know. But at the same time, I just haven't really been moved to sit down and watch it. But I'm totally aware of the sequel and the new one that's coming out. But again, this is what it's all about when we talk about the groundbreaking experience. You know, to give a little backdrop on it from what I have here, it says that Tron is an 82 American science fiction action adventure film written and directed by Steven Leisberger from a story by Leisberger and Bonnie McBird. The film stars Jeff Bridges as Kevin Flynn, a computer programmer and a video game developer who is transported inside the software world of a mainframe computer, where he interacts with anthropomorphic programs in his attempt to escape. It also stars Bruce Boxleitner, David Warner, Cindy Morgan, and Bernard Hughes. Tron was one of the cinema's earliest films to use extensive computer-generated imagery, CGI.
Yeah, that was damn, my pops took me to see this. And I think it was at it wasn't because there was still a drive-in where I lived, but we went, I think it was in Manhattan when we saw it. And again, I was 7, y'all, you know, so I really wasn't into storyline. I was just into, you know, the cool stuff, the cars, the light vehicles, and that disc thing. They made let me tell you something. Frisbees wasn't like a cool thing that really black kids in the Bronx did until Tron. Everybody that summer had a damn Frisbee. And they started making Frisbees that glowed in the dark.
There you go. I'm glad you said it, because I was going to say it if you didn't say it.
Yeah.
Because I had a couple of them. I had a couple of, like, the original Frisbee. And then I had the one that glowed in the dark. And we couldn't wait till sundown.
Yes, that's
to
right.
go outside and toss that sucker around. And even this theatrical poster here, just above his hands there, you could see the little round disc there. It's from the film. It was something that we really enjoyed, man. It's like Frisbee was a lot of fun too. It was a lot of fun when you got into it and got the hang of it. And you know what I really enjoyed? When I learned how to throw it and make it come back to myself.
Oh yeah.
There was an art to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And being able to throw a Frisbee and make it come back, man, we had a great time.
I wasn't into it until the movie. And then when the sun went down, it's summertime, I'd be outside. We'd be just throwing it. It was a white Frisbee. When the sun went down, you just throwing it around. Everybody had one. And there was this one kid that had one that had like red strips on it. So it kind of looked like the red one.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I miss my childhood.
You know, it's interesting. So cool. A few years ago, I was looking to get some Marvel memorabilia. And like I was gifted an Iron Man helmet that lights up, you know, where you put the batteries in, the eyes light up and everything. Then I had a Thor's crown with the wings on it. And I was looking for, I said, well, I want the Avengers, so I want to get something from Cap and something from Hulk. But for Cap, I didn't want to get a big old shield, because, you know, they make them where you replicas and big ones and stuff like that. But guess what I found? And I found it at a Target. I found a Captain America Frisbee.
Oh, shoot.
You know, like the shield?
Yeah.
Made, you know, it's a Frisbee made with the Captain America emblem, shield emblem on it and everything. So I bought that, and then I got it hanging with the rest of my little Marvel collectibles. And I thought that was so cool. I was like, because it's very subtle. And you can look at it, it looks like a disc. It's like, oh, that's Captain America's shield. But if you take it off of the mount where I have it and really look at it, it's a Frisbee.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool. And now I don't even see them in the stores anymore. But yeah, that's collectible.
They only probably made a handful of them. That's great. You know, a guy at my gym has a Mjolnir. And it's made of foam, but you will never know. because it looks so real until you walk up on it and grab it. It's made it, I think it holds something. It's like a bag or something, but it's Mjolnir. He puts it in his backpack. I said, man, I need one of those. It's funny as hell. But
yeah, I have a replica of Mjolnir, but it doesn't look like the one Chris Hemsworth had in the movie. The one that I have, but it's got a nice leather strap on it, you know, the winding around the handle and everything.
Right.
And the hilt of it, the head of it, it's got the enchantment written on it.
Yeah.
You know, and all of that. It's pretty cool. I got it, you know, again, stashed away. Like I said, little knickknacks like that I've picked up throughout the years as a collector. You just collect certain stuff, you know, that and I really I'm glad that, you know, I still got the kid in me that would get stuff like that.
I kept meaning to do it. I have a bunch of unopened toys and models that I collected. I got to do a bear cave where I just bring them all here and just show all of them. I'm gonna do it on Bear Cave, and I might do one for Patreon because I got to play some background music for that YouTube will not allow. Could you pull up the slide that I put down there? I want to show the people something.
Sure. Let me see here. Let me move the poster.
That is the arcade Tron. That was in the arcades in 82, 83.
Oh man. And I remember that. I remember it looking like that.
Yeah.
I'm blowing the image up so I can look at it real good here.
You see that?
Yeah, buddy.
Oh man, that was so dope. And there was two of them. This was the one with the gun on it. There was another one with the let me see. There was another one with the like you're driving, that's the side of it. Like you're driving the Tron cycles.
Yeah.
Now, let me talk about the toy line for a second. I had the Tron cycle. The one that I had was red because that was my favorite color. My cousin had the yellow one, and this kid in school that I had that I went to school with, this kid had the blue one, and they were very sturdy. But you know what made them unique? They glowed in the dark, and they had one of the it was one of those things where you put the plastic string and yank it and it would take off.
Yeah,
that's what it was. But what my dad liked about it, he says, man, these things are sturdy, because I know you just break stuff up. But it was very sturdy, and it was heavy, and it was very sturdy. And the Tron action figure was also very sturdy, but he was a navy blue, and he glowed in the dark. He glowed in the dark. When you cut the lights out, I would cut all the lights out in the hallway and put them in a Tron cycle and pull the plastic, and the Tron cycle go flying down the hallway. It was good times for a 7-year-old. It was great times, man. That was the coolest thing. It was the coolest thing. That toy line was magnificent. Now, I was horrible at the Tron video game. My cousin was pretty damn good because I really didn't understand what was going on. But he was really good at this game. He was really good at this game, man. But I had the toy line. There was something else. Those things that they had like flying M's. Never had that. But the coolest thing, the Tron action figures came. It came with the frisbee.
Yeah.
It came with the frisbee. I mean, this was just quality stuff, man. This was quality stuff, man. I would love just to have this in my place. It doesn't get any better than this, man. It doesn't get any better than this, man. I mean, childhood, y'all. Childhood was something else.
Yeah, definitely it was, man. And that was like, again, one of the most popular games too. If you were out there, you know, in the we used to call them game rooms, but it's like if you went out there, that was like one of the things. Now, I didn't capture a lot of images for this, but just to speak to what you were talking about, I did have to pull that up. But that, there we go. With the
oh man, yep. I had the red one.
Man,
The red one, yeah.
Look at those graphics, man. Even for 1982, bro. Look at that.
Yo, can I say something? Didn't Disney have their hand in this film?
Yes, it was Disney that produced it.
Now, that year. Wait a minute. What year did that oh man, when Sting and the Police did Every Breath You Take? What year was that, Stormy?
I don't remember, bro. Right off the top of my head, 81, something like that.
It was around the time that this was out, right? Around that time, right?
Yeah.
Now, here's why I'm bringing that up. When this film came out, this was also the first year that the family went to Florida, and we went to Disney World, and we went to Epcot Center. Epcot Center was still fairly a new attraction there. So we go to Epcot Center, which was, thank you, Derek, in 1983. So the summer of 83 was the first time we went to Disney, and then the neighboring park was Epcot. And it was a brand new attraction. It was called Spaceship Earth, and it was more of an educational thing over there, right? So Stormy, we're in this place where they're advertising cars. It was an attraction by General Motors, right? And they had futuristic cars in there that weren't for sale. I mean, nowadays I look at stuff, I'm like, man, this stuff was in the General Motors attraction back in 1983, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, there was a car that this guy was test driving it, and the car was there. We was looking at it, and my dad still has it because he had a big old camcorder, and we walked around Disney World in Epcot with the camcorder, and he has it on video cassette, right? Stormy, the dude had a British accent. It was the damn Tron car. In order to turn, though, he had to lean in it, and everybody was like, oh, look at that. And we're looking at it, and you look on the screen, you see the guy test driving it, and it was like, it might be for sale in the next decade or so. Never came out, you know. But, you know, today they haven't seen anything similar, but I brought that up because Disney had his hand in this, and the closest thing that they can get was making that. I don't even remember what the name of the car was, but it looks so cool. In 1983, it was like the greatest thing you can ever see, man. It was the greatest thing.
Yeah.
You know what? I gotta find that tape. I'm gonna go find it. I hope the tape still works, but I want to find out what that is and video it. I gotta save that stuff.
Yeah, this stuff is like really, nostalgic, and for those of us who are old enough to remember and reflect back on when it was introduced to us. I'm not talking about some of y'all younger folks that happen to see it and catch it on this Disney Plus runs and all of that kind of stuff. I'm talking about those who were old enough when it came out and was like you said, you were about 7 or whatever, and it's like, man, this was one heck of an experience. I'm going to take a moment and read a little bit more on this, the background for this film. It says the inspiration for Tron dates back to 1976, when Leisberger became intrigued with video games after seeing Pong. You remember that? Pong?
Yep.
Yeah. He and producer Donald Kushner set up an animation studio to develop Tron with the intention of making it an animated film. To promote the studio itself, Leisberger and his team created a 30-second animation featuring the first appearance of the title character. Eventually, Leisberger decided to include live action elements with both backlit, and computer animation for the actual feature-length film. Various studios had rejected the storyboards for the film before Walt Disney Productions agreed to finance and distribute Tron. There, backlit animation was finally combined with the 2D computer animation and the live-action footage. Tron was released on July 9th, 1982. The film was a moderate success at the box office and received mixed reviews from critics who praised its groundbreaking visuals and acting, but criticized its storyline as being incoherent. Tron received nominations for Best Costume Design and Best Sound. That's another thing we should talk about in here, talking about the sound for this film. It was amazing. At the 55th Academy Awards, it was, however, disqualified from Best Visual Effects category because at the time, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences felt that using computer animation was cheating. Tron spawned multiple video games, including an arcade tie-in released shortly after the film. And as it became a cult film, a multimedia franchise, including comic books. A sequel titled Tron Legacy, directed by Joseph Kosinski, was released in 2010, with Jeff Bridges and Boxland reprising their roles and Leisberger acting as a producer. A commercial success, it was followed by the Disney XD animated series, Tron Uprising, in 2012, set between the two films. A third installment, Tron Ares, was released on October 10th, 2025, and also featured the continued involvement of Bridges and Leisberger. Man, Jeff Bridges has been in some interesting films through his career, bro.
This was a groundbreaking film.
Yeah.
His name's on it. It's a groundbreaking film, man. I'm gonna go back and watch the sequel, and I might, grab the wife and just go see Ares. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're right, Jeff Spark. I could send it to Legacy Box and transfer my VCR movies onto on DVD or the memory stick. I got a whole lot of boxing stuff. Storm, you know what I just found out? Sidebar. My dad has a lot of ABC and NBC Saturday boxing on VHS. A lot of them. I'm looking at it. I was at the house the other day, and I'm like, "What is this?" He's, "Oh, yeah, that's just boxing." I'm like, "What?" I was like, "What is this?" Yeah, when we first had the VCRs, we went crazy. We was recording everything. He probably got some gems on there.
Dude, you better man. Those bad boys and get them transferred to this.
Big old box. And I said, what? And it says, Wide World of Sports, boxing. And I'm seeing names on there. What's his name from Floyd's camp? Before he went Muslim, before he turned Muslim. What was his American name? The hell is his name?
Dwight Braxton?
The brown skinned brother?
Dwight Muhammad Kawi?
No, not Dwight.
Matthew Saad Muhammad?
Him.
Matthew Franklin was his name before.
Matthew Franklin. I saw his name on the damn tape.
Yeah.
I said, oh my God. I said, I didn't even know this was here.
And you know what? It's interesting mentioning his name. He's one of the best light heavyweights from the 80s and everything. And you don't hear people talk about him too much.
Yes. Like, we used to watch him fight every Saturday.
Spinks was above him and most of the guys at that time when he came along. But Matthew Saad Muhammad, bro, he was like Evander Holyfield before Evander Holyfield. You could beat that guy from pillar to post and he'll come out smiling and just fight you back and end up knocking you out because you done got worn down. He was really one of those fighters, and but we could talk about it, on one of our boxing shows.
Right.
But yeah, you should definitely look into transferring some of that some of that golden stuff on VHS, man.
Yes. Yes. And there's a lot. When I tell you he got a lot, I was bugging. Like, what? How did I know about this? It was crazy. But I'm gonna get that stuff. But yeah, that's another thing from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
That was what my childhood was. You know, that was my Saturdays, watching that. And this was a gem, man. My pop said, "Hey, man, you want to go see Tron?" Yes. We jumped up, go see Tron, and I don't remember nothing about no plot. I just wanted to see my video game on the screen, and I'm eating popcorn, stuff in my face. You know, oh, that awesome popcorn, that awesome movies food that we did the show on.
Yeah, man.
It was real food. You know, the pizza, the hot dogs, and hamburgers. You know what I mean? And what kind of candy did I like? The snow cones. I did like snow cones.
Yeah, man. You know what's forever a classic on here, and we don't have to go into talking about it right now. But when we talk about eating treats and stuff at the theater, man, the story you told about your dad and the popcorn. That right there, man. Because you know what? It's like I could envision it, and it was like my own dad. It's like the whole way you said that it played out in there. Yeah. Dude. Man.
The funniest part,
bro.
The funniest part was my brother. Because he's 5 years older than me, and I remember my pops snatched the Cadillac door open. He sat down, and I remember he had his afro, right? His afro was kind of shaking. And he sat down, and he's just sitting there looking straight ahead. And I'm looking, and I said, I almost asked him, "You're not gonna go back in?" And my brother decked me like, "Boom! Shut up! It's over." I'm looking out the windows, popcorn on the floor. I said, "Damn, I was mad as hell." Oh my God! I said, "You're not gonna go?" My brother was like, "Shut up!" It's over. Oh.
Man, that was one of the funniest moments, man. Oh my God!
You hear my pop? He said, "Whoa." Oh my God! He face planted on the ground in popcorn. He tried to save what he could.
He tried to save it, and he just couldn't, man.
Oh,
I know that feeling, bro. I know that feeling. I was like, you can't stop yourself, and your momentum is carrying, and it's like, and you know what? It's almost like it's happening in slow motion, but it ain't. You know what I'm saying? It's like you be like, man.
He stood there and looked at it. He's like, "God damn it! I done spent $15 on this." He got there, calmly slammed the door, boom, and my ass is in the back seat looking around like, "You're not gonna go back." The brother was like, "Boom! Shut up!
Shut up!"
Oh man, that was funny. Oh man, if I mention that to my brother, he gonna have the same reaction. Yo, we crack up. Oh man, my pops was like, "Man, I remember that." He said that was my last $20 too. Man. I was like, "Damn, man, that was funny as hell, man." Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
that story's immortal, bro. Oh my God! See, every time I think about it, damn, that's funny, man. That is the illest fail. Like when it's like a family fail, that's the one.
Right.
That's the one. The other one I wasn't there for. My brother was in Illinois, in Vandalia, Illinois. My Uncle Luther had some hogs on his farm, and one of them was always pissed off. And he told my brother to get behind the gate. He's feeding the damn hogs, and one got pissed off and chased my Uncle Luther right up a fucking tree. And my pops, he's screaming at my brother, "Go get the rifle! Go get the rifle!" He said, "What do you want me to do?" Like, well, what happened? He's like, well, I got the rifle, but I didn't know how to shoot it. So he had to wait for the hog to go away. My uncle's in a tree just staring at this hog. I said, man, if I'd have saw that, oh man, we needed social media back then. God damn. Popcorn. That's what I call it. Popcorn. Oh, that's funny. But anyway, I don't remember the theater. It wasn't the drive-in. The popcorn incident happened at the drive-in. But we went indoors. You know what I think it was? There used to be a theater on Boston Road. And I think we went to that one. And I remember just being so happy watching that film, man. And then sometime later, the arcade game came out. And of course, the toy line came out. Man. Oh, if you want to be so kind of share the screen, that's the toy that I had. That's the one. That's it. That's it right there.
Wow, yeah, I remember that.
That's it right there.
Yeah,
the light cycle.
Shelves. Yeah.
And he glowed in the dark, and that's the frisbee he got right there. And that's the plastic that you put in
the thing, and you rip it, and it goes zoom. It shoots across the floor.
Right. And that
Do
thing.
You remember the Evil Knievel bike that used to have that too?
My brother had that.
Yeah.
My brother had that. Yeah. Man, that
you know what? Did we? I know we talked about the Evil Knievel toys and stuff, but we didn't do a show on Evil Knievel, did we?
We need to. We need to.
See, these guys of today, they don't know, man. I mean, like, I'm talking about the young folk, but
nah.
In talking about ABC Wide World of Sports, that was his show. Evil Knievel would come on there one weekend, and he's gonna jump 20 helicopters or something. It's like,
yeah,
you know,
he was a in the 70s. He was what's the word I'm looking for? He was a major
he was old boy from Ghost Rider.
Yeah, he was.
He was literally that's who he was.
They those stunts back then, that was a big thing. He sparked a phenomenon. They even made a Hanna-Barbera knockoff of him called Devlin.
Right.
That was him. That was really based off of Evil Knievel. Yeah, this is man, that Evil Knievel tour.
Remember when he was gonna jump the Grand Canyon? Remember that? And they had made that little rocket for him.
Yeah. What happened with that? They never let him. They didn't let him do it, did they?
I don't think they did. I think they pulled him out at the last. But that man was crazy, man.
He was out of his damn mind.
And they said he had literally broken every bone in his body.
Every bone in his body. Remember that when he landed, and he lost control of the cycle, and they put it in slow motion when he did the front flip and landed on his back. You see his legs break.
Yeah.
And he said that he had asphalt in his buttocks, in like through the outfit into his buttocks.
Yeah,
crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. I want to do a show. This is gonna sound crazy. In the 90s, the late 90s into the early 2000s, they started doing knockoff shows to make fun of the shows from the 60s and 70s. One show was called The Venture Brothers, and the other show is Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. It's Birdman, but he's an attorney, and he takes the case of all the Hanna-Barbera characters that have problems, and it's funny as hell. And they're all old now and messed up. And in one episode, it was Devlin. He's fat, and he has a groupie that's been around him since the 70s. And he's showing up, I'm Devlin. And kids is like, who are you? Like, I'm Devlin. And he got his stomach is hanging over his belt. And it's like, well, who is this guy? It's like, oh, in the 70s, he was the greatest stunt man of all time. And I was like, wasn't that Evil Knievel? He was like, no, I'm Devlin. Funny as hell. Funny as hell, man. Funny. So it's Harvey Birdman.
Wearing white jumpsuits like Elvis.
He can't fit the jumpsuit no more. You know what I'm saying? Everything is all tight on him. It's funny as hell. And Venture Brothers is fun, man. Stormy. You could binge watch because there's a bunch of seasons. They make fun of everything. It keeps you. Johnny Quest is old in the series, and he's like a hippie, and he's telling these kids the stories about the shit he used to do, and they think he's just drugged out and lying, but he's telling the truth. He's like, yo, man, we was down in Egypt and a mummy really came at me, man. They're like, man, this guy's on heroin. He's like, no, that really happened. It's like, yo, that's Johnny Quest. It's really him. It's funny, man. Venture Brothers, man. Yeah, Adrian.
What cartoon was that where it was like, you know, the animation was really jacked up because it's like they'll show the figures like standing like this, and then they'll show them like that or whatever, but the mouth would move. Do you remember? It was like they had real lips. What was that? Clutch Cargo? It was one of those cartoons. But
damn, what
year?
Be
talking and the character's mouth with his lips be moving like his face is behind a cardboard cutout.
Oh, that's oh crap, what is that? That's I know the name. I know what you're talking about.
One of those old cartoons.
I'll think of it. I gotta find it. We gotta talk about that. I see y'all. Yeah, Archer. Archer has to be the greatest. Archer is the greatest. Archer is the greatest. Archer is hands down one of the greatest things I've ever seen, bro. Oh my God, Archer. Did y'all know Bob's Burgers? Did y'all know that was really Archer? Y'all saw when they pulled that off? I ain't gonna ruin it for you, but Bob's Burgers, that's Archer. There's an episode, a season.
And there used to be those old shows with the puppets. Remember them?
Yeah, that was when they were in space.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was was that Thunderbird? Thunderbird 2086?
Yeah, the Thunderbirds. Yeah.
Yeah, Thunderbird 2086. Yeah. Yeah, the reason why the Archer situation is the guy Archer and Bob's Burgers, the actor the actor for Archer does the same voice for Bob, and he never changed his voice. So in the season opener on one of the seasons, Archer had lost his memory, but they put him in a restaurant, and they told him, yo, you own a restaurant, you got a family, and he's there with a mustache. Like, I said, oh shit, that's Bob. He's Bob. His family's speaking everything. And Bob's Burgers is a whole other series. I was just watching it. So they telling you that Bob's Burgers is really Archer. It's funny as hell, man. It's funny as hell. He said the Great Space Coaster, Gary Gnu. There was a dude in school. We started calling him Gary Gnu. He wanted to fight us every day. No Gnu's. It's good Gnu's without Gary Gnu. Damn, I miss the 80s, man. I could just go in a time machine and just walk around.
Dude, we used to have a show here in Chicago, the Ray Rayner show. And he used to have these little characters on his show, and he characters and little puppet cartoons and stuff. And he would come on in the morning, like before we went to school. And he used to always wear a jumpsuit, Ray Rayner. And he would have these the little puppets, like when it's almost Christmas time, and they have like holiday little vignettes that they would play, and there was these little dudes riding on the sleigh through the snow singing. And they were singing stuff like, "Oly old lady, I-yo, it's hard rockin' Coco and Joe." It's like they were going through the snow.
Yo, like, wait, I think I know that.
Yeah, man.
I think I know that.
That was like when I was a kid, man. I'm like, Ray Rayner used to play that stuff, man. it just, oh my goodness, bro.
I think I
It
know
just
that
brings
one.
back memories, man. It brings back memories thinking about all that stuff when I was a kid, man. It was out there. It was out there. It was like, then they would do the Rudolph and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but they were animated like
Write that
animated
down,
thing.
Stormy. The holiday specials. They used to come on CBS.
Oh yeah.
The Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Peanuts, Kris Kringle. Yo, what y'all know? What y'all know about Frisky Dingo? That was before Archer. I got both box sets. Season 1 and Season 2, Frisky Dingo. There's characters in Frisky Dingo that is in the Archer universe, in the same universe. Boosh. What y'all know about Frisky Dingo?
Oh, I got one, and I think we did talk about this, but we never featured it. The old Schoolhouse Rock.
I'm only a bill.
Dude, we gotta do one on that.
Yep, Schoolhouse Rock.
Because the kids of today don't know.
They don't know about that.
It's like that was a quick way of learning certain stuff, you know, that they teach you in school, but it's like Schoolhouse Rock would come on and they put everything to a jingle.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
DP Rocker says Verb. Remember,
Oh,
Verb
wow.
was the black dude. Verb, that's what's happening. You know, they show a boy going to the theater watching stuff on the screen and he feel like he's like an action figure.
Uh-huh.
Man, that was so cool, bro.
This is you might remember this. This used to come on in between Spider-Man and the Hulk. There was something called One to Grow On. It was a little skit and it had all the popular actors on, you know, it was teaching kids etiquette. It was called One to Grow On. It was on NBC. It was like a little skit. Yo, who remembers counting the number of the day on the electric company?
Do you remember? I remember that with the count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Do, 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 do. I remember that, man.
And Morgan Freeman was Easy Reader.
He was 50 years old back then.
Yeah, right. Dude.
Wow.
What was I getting ready to say? I was getting ready to say something about there was another one. They had a lot. Even Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that was on. I had just looked that up because I said we should talk about that. I had written it down in the book. But Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids was a great show, man, because every episode, every week, it had a theme. You know, it had something going on. Like I remember the one. If you remember this, if you watch Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, they had one for so-called friends. And they did a song. So-called friends, I learned to leave them alone.
Yo, they used to be jamming, right?
Dude, they be playing, it's like they be playing the instruments and stuff made out of stuff from the scrapyard and stuff. They be jamming, bro. And they used to sing when they were in school and it had to be in a play, and there was a dude that didn't want to get on stage and they was singing about stage fright. Stage fright. It's like, dude, I'm telling you, Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids used to have something going on all the time, bro. All the time.
Yeah.
And those ABC after school specials.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them was kind of heavy for the time, right?
For the time.
Yeah.
Like there was even the shows, man. We could talk about that too. The after school. Remember, Different Strokes had the show about molestation.
Yep, that man that was trying to take advantage
pictures
of Arnold and
that was rough.
And you know, for the time, if you saw the episode today, you'd be like, oh, that's kind of light, you know. No, but during that time, culturally, our society was in a total different frame. It was
in a different place
at that time. That's why what ended up happening to Dana Plato, who played on that show, is so tragic. because she came through that era where we were, as a society, we held a lot closer to the vest, and it's very unfortunate what happened to her. Dana Plato, that played, what was her character's name on Different Strokes?
I can't think
Natalie?
of her name.
Not Natalie.
No, it wasn't Natalie. Why can't I not think of her name? She was goofed up, man.
Yeah,
she was goofed up. Kimberly, thank
there
you.
you go, Kimberly. Thank you, DP Rock.
I heard that she had committed a robbery, and the person that called the police, when the police got there, dude told the cop, he said, "Yo, I think I just got robbed by the girl that played Kimberly on Different Strokes, and she had came back to return what she stole, and she had gotten arrested." I mean, that was like tragic, man. Tragic, man. You know what I remember about Fat Albert and the gang? Remember that when they would show them walking down the street together? You know what was crazy? You had to be black to get this. Every last one of them walked like somebody you knew in the neighborhood.
Right.
Every last one.
They had a strut. All of them had a strut.
Yep. All of them did. You had to be black to understand that. Everybody walked. You knew somebody. Those characters was a reflection of somebody in somebody's hood.
And something would happen, and before they cut to a commercial break, one of them, it could be Fat Albert, it could be Rudy, it could be one of them other dudes, but the camera would show them make this stupid expression on their face, and they just before they cut to a commercial, they go there, show their face. And it's like it zoom in. It's like,
yep.
And
you know what?
They would show Bill Cosby doing the voices and stuff,
right?
And it was pretty cool.
We got to do a show on characters. Now check this out. Characters in the show that we never saw, but they were there. In Different Strokes, Arnold had a bully called the Gooch. You never saw him.
Never saw him.
Never saw him. The dragon that lived under the stairs in the Munsters, you never saw the dragon, but you heard him.
Right.
He was there. Hill Street Blues. There was a guy in the basement that knew everything, and he was a cop, but he wasn't in the field. But he was in the basement, and I forgot. My dad used to watch Hill Street Blues every day. The dude was like, "Yo, ask so and so. He knows." When they were asking about paperwork, he was in the dude. He had an office in the basement of the precinct. You never saw him, but they always was going down to ask him questions. It's a few characters that it's escaped me. It was like you never seen them, but they were spoken about. The teacher from Charlie Brown, yup, you never saw her face. Muppet Babies.
You know what I didn't get watching Charlie Brown until I was like later? Did you notice like Charlie Brown, all the kids, him, Lucy, Linus, Pigpen, all of them, they would be talking to each other, but whenever there was an adult talking, it always came across like wah, 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 wah. Remember?
Yep.
And what I realized when I got older is it was symbolic. It was like, because they were kids, but when adults are talking to kids, kids don't always be tuned in to what they're saying. So, do you understand? It's like, dude, that's genius.
Or when our wives are talking to us.
Yeah, but it's like, it's genius when you think about it, but it's really evident that that's what that was.
Yeah, we got to do a show on that. That's crazy. I like that. Definitely. Clarence McLean, salute, good brother. Yes, sir. Yeah, but you gotta understand, family, the reason why we spill off into that while we're talking about Tron is because it's the 80s, and these are the things that were around
Right.
back then. It's all relevant. We're still coming off of the 70s. This is 81, 82.
And
You know what I
Tron
mean?
gave us something different. Like, okay, Star Wars was sci-fi, kind of based on Buck Rogers and
Yes.
you know that kind of stuff, and Flash Gordon and that kind of thing. The Hidden Fortress. George Lucas took elements of all of those stories like that. But Tron, it really took us to a place that we hadn't seen any time before. And like I said, if you really think about it, it's the first Avatar type thing. Right?
Yes, it is. It is like how Avatar. You're saying, and I agree. Avatar was groundbreaking because they were bringing in a level of CGI. It was the first to use the level of CGI like on a mainstream level. I remember when Avatar was being advertised, they made a really big deal of it. And
but not just the CGI aspect, but the whole thing about transferring conscious from one being to another.
Yes.
That thing. That's what was like really, it hadn't been. Tron is the film that kind of broke ground for that. It was, you know,
definitely. So it was storyline along with technology. So Tron did lead the charge in that. I will agree. And when I went back and watched the original, because of course I have it on VCR, went back and watched it, I said this is a pretty damn good story. And the fact that they made us wait damn near 2 decades and some change for a sequel that I didn't see. But yeah, this is, and see, this is what I'm saying. If you're not interested in the next 2 sequels, that's fine. We want to let you know that this is what set things off. This is what set things off, man. And again, if y'all wasn't around in the 80s to understand why this was groundbreaking, then you know you missed out. You missed out, man. This was damn good, man. This was damn good. And I mean, the toys were awesome, man. The toys.
Yeah, this movie was made for 17 million, and it brought in 50 million to the box office.
17. That's a serious return on investment, man.
Especially for that time. For that time.
Did we do Saturday mornings? Did we do a show on that yet?
I'm trying to think. I think we did something.
I'm trying to remember. It sounds like if I go on your page and put in Saturday morning something, or just maybe it'll come up.
Well, you put in nerds and then Saturday morning cartoons or Saturday morning TV shows. Because I thought I recall us talking about getting up and being able to watch for several hours different shows.
Yeah, it was a whole thing, right?
The Hanna-Barbera stuff, and yeah,
it was a whole thing. Let me see. Yeah, I'm looking at the titles, bro. We did a lot.
Yeah, tonight's show is 137. We've been cooking on this.
We can cook. Jesus Christ, look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this. A box sets, Underworld films, anime, Alita. I'm looking for specific because Saturday mornings was a whole thing. For me, it was I used to look forward to Saturday mornings between the cartoons and the sugary cereals that we had no idea was how bad for us. It was probably the reason why we got.
Well, to be perfectly honest, those sugary cereals then were probably better for us than they are now.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Because they put so many chemicals in the stuff now. Back then, it was more healthier stuff. It was, you know, it was the real. You had real sugar and real, you know, stuff. It's like now it's like there's so much filler. It's ridiculous.
You ain't lying. We did Hanna-Barbera. Look at that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought we did
Hanna-Barbera.
We did Hanna-Barbera. Remember, I even talked about that Bruce Lee had a deal going where just before he passed away, he was in negotiations to do a cartoon.
Yep.
With Hanna-Barbera. They used to take popular people and characters and put them. Remember the Jacksons cartoon?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes. We sure did, man. Oh man, I forgot we did Fist of the North Star.
Yep, we did that.
Sure did. We sure did.
One that I want us to do as a follow-up to Fist of the North Star, two actually. I want to do Ghost in the Shell.
Yes.
And then I also want to do Alita. Have you seen Alita?
Yeah, we did an Alita.
We did?
Yeah, we did. I looked right at it.
Dang.
We did an Alita. We sure did.
See, that's why we have to go back now and start looking at what we did so we can remember that, okay, we did that already.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't be repeating.
We got Sonny Chiba here. I'm looking at Marvel's top animated cartoons. Remember when we used to part 1, part 2? Okay, that was fairly recent. We did Blown Away. We did the Godzilla -1. Did great views on that too.
Yeah.
I did we discuss like Saturday morning specifically? I don't see it. Let me see. I don't see it. Hey, what is this? Animated cartoons. Okay. The Easter suits. That's funny as hell.
That was a lot of fun there, man.
Yeah. That's funny. Man, we did a lot, bro. I don't see it. I don't see
You know what we gotta do too? Comedians. You know.
Yeah, that you know what?
Ethnic.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun. Damn, we did a lot,
you know,
brother. Yeah, yeah. I'll go through it. I don't recall us doing Saturday morning, fun activities, Saturday activities. I think we could do that. The Saturday activities, because it was a whole thing for us over here. It was you get up, you get your sugary cereal, because my father didn't let us do that during the week. Weekends we did.
Yeah.
And I watched the Saturday morning cartoons into the afternoon. Then we went outside and played all day, and then came back around 3 p.m. to watch Char Brothers on Channel 5 out here and watch the Kung Fu movies. And I think after that, the Golden Harvest Kung Fu used to come on after that, like 5 p.m. So it was like 4 hours of Kung Fu. Then if it was summertime, we went, even wintertime during vacation, we went back outside, start throwing snowballs, or we went to the sandbox and start play fighting, trying to be master killing stuff, And then what came on Saturday nights? It had to have been Knight Rider or something. It was one of those, it was Airwolf or Night Rider, it was something cool. Oh, you know what sparked? You know what Tron sparked? Something I spoke about called Automan.
Yeah.
Automan. Man, oh man. Automan was so dope. Do you remember Manimal?
Yeah, I remember Manimal.
Wow. I just thought of that. His powers were crazy. He turned into an eagle, and what else? He turned into an eagle. He turned into like
some kind of wild panther cat or something.
Yeah, so it was a cat. It wasn't a wolf. It was like a panther or something, right?
Yeah.
He turned into 3 different things, didn't he? Manimal. Yeah, but Saturdays was a whole thing for me, and I miss it. That was from the 80s. I would say from 1980, and then I forgot what year they stopped doing Saturday morning cartoons. But they had a good run. I used to love Saturday mornings, man. And that was when these companies, that's when they got you, because they advertised their latest junk food, the latest toys, and the latest movies that we were gonna beg our parents to go see. And Tron was one of them. I remember watching the commercial. I was like, "What was this? It's like a video game. I need, Dad, I need to see this."
Those old Ray Harryhausen films too, with the animated characters, whether it was Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger and Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, and
wow,
you know, you remember and I think the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. We should do a Nerds on Sinbad films too, because that's when you would see those you would see those characters. The one-eyed Cyclops.
Yes.
And he had to fight the dragon, remember?
Oh wow.
In Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. Matter of fact, that was the Cyclops. When I used that for my meme on my nerves with the guy, he's roasting the guy over the flame. That's from that. That was from Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger.
Yo, what was your favorite junk cereal? Your favorite one? Like if you can get a bowl of it right now, you'd be like, yo, I'd sneak one in. Your favorite one?
Dude, peanut butter Captain Crunch.
You lying. Because mine was Crunch Berries. And Crunch Berries...
Peanut butter Captain Crunch was, man, that was like, woo.
I liked it. I like Crunch Berries better. Crunch Berries came out, it was still fairly new. It was Frosted Flakes, but then when Crunch Berries came out, that was heaven. What year did that come out? Crunch Berries came out in the 80s.
The thing about the Frosted Flakes, if you get it, let it get just a little soft, not too soggy.
What year did Crunch Berries come out?
Man, that's woo.
Wait a minute. Crunch Berries.
Count Chocolate. Tay says, remember Count Chocolate?
Oh, it was out already. He said Count Chocolate. Yo, my brother liked Count Chocolate.
Which one of those chocolate ones was the one that, like, it basically turned your cereal milk into chocolate milk?
It was either Cocoa Puffs or Cocoa Pebbles.
Yeah, man.
Yup. Crunch Berries was out. It came out in '67. I loved it, man. I remember I was at my aunt's house. It was Captain Crunch with the
Fruity Pebbles was good too.
Yeah.
Fruity Pebbles
was good. But those Crunch Berries, and I'm gonna tell you when I lost it. Later on, I think in the '80s, Cinnamon Toast Crunch came out. And I'll never forget it. My mom just brought it home. She said, "Don't kill the box. Wait till the weekend." And me and my brother had a bowl, and we looked at each other. We was like, "Nah, this is it right here. This is it. This is it right here." And we killed that box. We killed that box that weekend. Me, my brother, and my sister. We killed that box. My mother was like, "Damn, I ain't buying another one." I was like, "All right. Next time we go shopping, get 2 of those motherfuckers." 2 of those bad boys. Yeah. But I would say if I had to make you know what? I want to do a top 10 sugary. I'm gonna call it the diabetic list. The diabetic, because I ain't supposed to have none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because at one point I was pre-diabetic, and none of that shit was good. But God damn it, I'd be lying to tell you if it didn't it tastes so good, man. It tastes so good. Cinnamon toast crunch. That's right, man. But you know, I could watch Stormy. I'm gonna watch the original Tron, and I might do it tomorrow.
Yeah, I broke it out a couple days ago,
Yeah.
and I didn't watch the whole movie, but I watched about a good 45 minutes of it.
I didn't know that that Hollywood was looking at it like, you know, they were questioning its authenticity. Like with
I told you when I was reading this thing,
right?
earlier,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That's cheating.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's bugged out. I didn't know that. That's wild, man. So you know they can say, hey, man, we started that trend. You know, wondering we're walking that fine line of copyrights and stuff like that, and whether this is real acting or not. You know, he could say that, yo, we was in the middle of that in 1982. Man, that's dope, man.
Yeah,
Trend setting, man.
Yeah.
I like that. Jonathan Simon just sent me a text. Sugar smacks. This I'm gonna tell you something. Sugar smacks and what's the other one? Golden Grams with the bear? Not Golden Grams. It was golden. What was it? With the bear, sugar bear. With the sugar bear.
Yeah, sugar bear. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all something.
That TV commercial. I'll get you next time, sugar bear.
Yep. And he was all cool. Sugar bear was black. He was all cool and stuff. But I'm gonna tell you, you want to know why I didn't like the sugar smacks? I'm gonna tell you. And I'm just gonna have y'all go subscribe to my Patreon. Go subscribe to my Patreon. The sugar smacks and the sugar bears, it looked like a part of the female anatomy that when you're 8 years old you really shouldn't be looking at, and it looks disgusting. And I didn't like looking at it at 8 or 9 years old. Just go to my Patreon and listen to the story. You know what I mean? And you know, after that happened, you know, I looking at the box in the store, I said, ew, this looks like I mean, I don't want to eat that with milk. Nope. No. Say Cheerios. Oh man. My dad made us eat Cheerios in the morning. This the healthiest one. Look at this. Look, you don't need no sugar. There's sugar in it. Look, it says right here, 4 grams of sugar. We had to eat sugar. We had to eat sugarless Cheerios in the morning before we went to school. That's abuse.
You know what was abuse? Being made to eat Rice Krispies, the ones that didn't have no sugar on them.
Oh, Stormy, you ain't lying, bro.
I hated that cereal.
Oh.
It was like I go to my grandfather's house, man, and my cousins over there. It's like big ass box of it too. I was like,
yeah.
Man.
So you gotta eat, man. That is the worst cereal to eat with no sugar, man. Well, that and Cheerios. And
sneak and get the sugar bowl, because you know every black household had a sugar bowl back in the day, right?
Yep.
You just sneak and get that and try to make it look like we didn't take too many scoops out to sprinkle it on there. But that Rice Krispies with no sugar, man, oh my God.
That is the worst. I remember when my mom was on one of her diets, she said, I'm gonna eat 2 bowls of Total a day. And I said, let me try this Total thing. It's all brand. Now I didn't know any better, right? So I ate like 2 bowls of it and went to school.
To the toilet.
By the time I got the first period, I'm sitting there like I had the BG so bad. Now you sitting in class and you like this. My teacher's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing. Because you didn't poop in school. Man, I don't know how I held it in. I held it in.
About that. And back then, that's when you had the real brand and everything in there. So
oh my God, yes.
It'll go through you, bro.
I ate 2 bowls and went to school. And we was in first period. I'm like, uh-oh. And I'm like, oh no, man. Luckily, where I went to school, I was in walking distance from where I lived. And when we went to lunch, I literally snuck out the building and ran home. It was devastating. And I'm running, and I said, God, I hope the elevator's downstairs, because the elevator's not in the lobby. I'm not going to make it. It was there. Got all the way upstairs, fumbling my keys, got inside. I got back to school just in time. I don't know how I didn't get caught. I just like walked in the door, looked around, and ran upstairs, and nobody saw me. Ah, that was crazy. But ever since then, I was like, I'm not eating Total ever again. That is totally whack. That was ridiculous. Totally blew my goddamn guts out. It was crazy. But salute to Tron. Because Tron was in theaters when I'm all of this stuff we was doing. This why we have these shows. It's important because it takes me back to a time. It takes me back to a time, and that was great, man. That was great, man. Actually, the
you
Tron.
know what? In another, I'm writing this down.
Mhm.
Foods that were real back in
Yeah.
no longer real. It's like if you had a cupcake or a Twinkie back in the day, that was a real treat, a real, real sugar, real cream
Right.
inside of it and everything. That stuff they make today, that's not the real cupcake and Twinkies, you guys.
At all. At all. Man, I miss the 80s, man. Everything was a lot less bad. F Total, man. That shit was crazy, man. Stupid ass Total. He likes it. Hey, Mikey. I remember that.
Yeah,
Mikey like 50 years old now. Mikey eat anything. They brought him back as an adult to do that commercial over. They did it in the 90s, I believe.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool, man. Missed that, man. Well, I got to cut out of here because I got to do pep talk tonight.
Yeah. Tay says you should do a show about school lunch every Friday. We would get the pizza and Elio's pizza. See, Tay, I'm going to tell you something. F+ for you because you wasn't here. But we did the school lunches. We had a damn good show on school lunches. See what happened when you miss class? You fail. Huh? So
Tay, maybe you could tell us. Remember, I was trying to figure out what that food was. It was like almost a pizza. It was like a flatbread with like meat pebbles on it. And I never knew what that was. And I hated it. I didn't like how it smelled or anything. They had a name. And I think it was
that little square thing.
Yeah, it was like a Jewish dish. Now that I think about it, because it had a name that I couldn't pronounce, and I hated it. I hated it. Look at Universal Truth, them super donuts.
We talked about those
donuts. Donuts.
We talked about it. I even gave out the information for they got a store here in the shop that sell them by the case.
You might be able to get them off of Amazon.
No. Can't get them on Amazon. But this store that I said,
yeah,
Dearborn Market, they got a website. You can order them, have them shipped to your house.
Hey,
they're frozen.
Warm them up.
Yep.
They will. You want to get that scent through your whole apartment, through your whole house. It's the greatest thing you can ever smell. It's the greatest thing you can ever smell, man. Ooh, man.
Yeah.
We can do another.
But yeah, go ahead, man. Give us your final thoughts, and so you could get on out.
I look forward to Mondays, man, because this is what we do here. This is what we do here, man. And I love to reminisce. When I saw we was doing Tron, it automatically took me somewhere in my mind. And that's why this show is so important, because it's relaxing. And I didn't have a care in the world then. Back then, I didn't have a care in the world. All I'm thinking of is toys and video games and movies like Tron.
Yeah.
And this movie, it really set a trend. And again, I didn't know until you mentioned it that it kind of put Hollywood in a position, like how they were going to view this thing. So this was a trend-setting movie, man. If you haven't seen the original, just watch the original and peep the storyline and see where the sequels came from. So I'm gonna go rewatch this probably tomorrow, man. But salute to you, Stormy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So I can't wait to see what we do next week. And y'all stay tuned, man.
Yeah. All right, bro. Have a good show. For those of you who are gonna stay online, take that positive energy over to Pep Talk, where Drew will be firing that up in just a couple minutes. Salute to you, bro.
Peace.
All right, peace. Yeah. Man, what a show. That hour and a half go by so fast, doesn't it? It's like, man, we be doing this show, and it's like, it's so much fun, you guys. So much fun. And we could laugh and reminisce, and you guys in the chat be saying stuff that make us remember other stuff. It just drives the show forward. Very positive experience. But we're going to get ready to get on up out of here and join Drew over there at the Painful Excellence podcast. Yeah, I appreciate that, Jonathan Simon. Appreciate that, man. We just try to, you know, listen. This is what it's all about. Bring us together for something good, something positive, good times. You know what I mean? And you guys share this episodes because to the other social media, because there's people out there who enjoy this kind of stuff, but they don't know that just to be able to come in and watch it and like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh man, you guys are talking about stuff I did. You know, a lot of us had the same experiences. It's just that we didn't have social media when we were children, you know, and now with social media, we can reach out and all share our same similar experiences, you know. So that's that's what it's all about. But yeah, we're gonna get on up out of here. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit the like button on your way out if you didn't on your way in, and we'll catch you guys next week for another Nerds, man. Peace to everybody. Shout out to the mighty LDBC.